Hello, Senators, and thank you for taking the time to view our Washington Township Middle High School Rules and Expectations video. This video is intended to be a supplement to our school handbook, which can be found through Event Link and on the corporation webpage. In this video, we will highlight the information that we most frequently deal with and receive questions about in the office. Attendance. Regular attendance is absolutely essential for children to be successful in their educational endeavors. Students are expected to attend school and be on time for classes in order to derive maximum benefit from instructional programs and to develop habits of self-discipline and responsibility. Moreover, students who miss a class will never be able to retrieve completely that learning experience. A parent or guardian is to telephone or send an email message to the school office by 9 a.m. on the morning of a student's absence and state the reason for the absence. Absence is not verified by a parent or guardian prior to return to school will be recorded as truant. Students are allowed 4 days of absence per semester without consequence, even if verified by a parent. Only the following types of absences with proper verification will not count towards the 4-day limit. Driver's license test, medical excuse from a doctor, death in the immediate family with a maximum of 3 days, quarantine, certain court appearances. The student must be subpoenaed to appear in court. Service as a page or as an honoree of the General Assembly. Service on precinct election board or for political candidates' parties. Emergencies. The principal may excuse absences in the case of an emergency. There is no excused absence for personal business, babysitting, Christmas shopping, etc. National Guard duty. No more than 10 days in a school year. Service in the Indiana Wing of Civil Air Patrol. No more than 5 days in a school year. College visitation or college-related activities. Seniors may be granted 3 school days a year. High school juniors may receive 2 days. There must be prior approval from a principal and counselor, and the student must participate in college-related activities at the institution. They must also prearrange or return with documentation. Failure to do so will result in absence being unexcused. Job shadowing. Juniors and seniors may be granted 1 day per year to shadow if it is part of a class requirement. Educationally related non-classroom activities. All pre-planned absences still count towards the 4-day total of allowable absences. This means if you take a trip throughout the year and pre-plan, it still counts towards those 4 days. Students who exceed the 4 days of absences during a semester will begin to receive consequences, beginning with a 2-hour after-school detention at their 5th absence. If absences persist, discipline will become progressive and possibly leading to a referral to Project Attend and juvenile probation authorities. Tardies. Being punctual is a good habit that becomes increasingly important in life. We believe in teaching students to be responsible and punctual and should be a part of their educational experience. Tardies will accumulate during each 9-week period. Tardies are cumulative throughout the day and may not be solely from first hour. Students receive 3 free tardies. At the 3rd tardy, a letter is sent via Skyward Family Access. A student's 4th tardy receives a 1-hour detention. The 5th tardy will be a 2-hour Friday detention. Students who accumulate 5 tardies to their first hour class or vocational students to their first period of attendance here at Washington Township will lose their driving privilege to school. Failure to serve will be an in-school suspension. The 6th and 7th tardies will be 3 hours of detention per offense. Beyond the 7th tardy will result in suspension and possible referral to juvenile authorities. Extracurricular activities and attendance. You must be at school prior to 8 a.m. and remain in school for the rest of the day to participate in any extracurricular activity scheduled for that day. Doctor's notes are excused only with documentation. Dress code. Student dress and good hygiene are the responsibility of both the student and parent or guardian. East Porter County promotes an educational environment where its students are well-groomed, neat, and representative of not only themselves, but of their school and community in general. High school in particular is the level where students are being prepared for the adult workplace, and the primary purpose of the dress code is to prepare students to be able to be successful in that environment. Students may dress in a way that reflects school spirit at athletic events. However, while some leeway may be given, administration reserves the right to apply the dress code at these events in cases where the student dress falls outside the lines of what is appropriate in the school setting. Likewise, students are required to comply with the dress code at all activities in which the student is a participant or representative of the school. This includes participation in events off school campus, such as field trips, award ceremonies, community events, presentations, and/or recognition programs. The school's clothing requirements are listed here. They can also be found in the School and Corporation Handbook. The offenses that we most frequently deal with in the office are jeans with holes or ribs, skirts and shorts that are too short, or tights or yoga pants that do not have proper coverage. Parents or guardians will be contacted to bring in a change of clothing, or we will provide clothing for a student, and the student will remain in the office until they become dress code compliant. Administrators reserve the right to apply additional consequences or to convene a parent conference for recurring violations. Administration also reserves the right to determine what is appropriate for the school setting at each grade level, in addition to the requirements stated above. Since students involved in extracurricular activities are representatives of the school, additional standards or requirements regarding dress or appearance may be made of them. Students are not permitted to possess a cell phone during the school day. Cell phones may only be used before the bell for first period and after the bell at the end of the last period. At all other times, cell phones must be fully turned off and kept in the student's locker or vehicle. Students are advised to make certain their locker or vehicle is locked when storing their cell phone. Consequences to the school's cell phone policy are as follows. The first offense, the cell phone will be confiscated for the remainder of the school day, and the student must retrieve the phone from the school office after school. 1 hour of after-school detention will be assigned. The second offense, the cell phone will be confiscated, and the student's parent must retrieve the phone from the school office. 1 day of in-school suspension will be assigned. For the third offense, the cell phone will be confiscated, and the student's parents must retrieve the phone from the school office. The student will be suspended out of school for 1 day, and the student will be prohibited from possessing a cell phone on school property for the remainder of the school year. Further violations of this policy will result in other disciplinary action, including but not limited to further suspension and/or expulsion from school. Parents, we know that it can be difficult in today's world to not have immediate contact with your student. Please trust us and know that you will be contacted if any matter of imminent danger is to impact your child. Students are always able to use the phone in the office, and you may call the school to have a message relayed. If a parent arrives to pick up a child that has been contacted by their child on his or her cell phone, such as texting to go home ill, this will be treated as a cell phone violation. School safety training specialists have agreed that while there may be some positives to students having a cell phone during the school day, the negatives can often outweigh them. If there were ever an instance where we were in a lockdown situation, we would want the students focusing on the instructions at hand and reacting to the circumstances rather than texting, calling, etc. Split-second decisions require your full attention. On top of this, student devices could alert intruders to the whereabouts of individuals in a lockdown via talking on the phone or alerts from the phone. Finally, the overusage of cell phones in the area could make it more difficult for authorities to maintain proper signal in these scenarios. Smoking and tobacco policy. This includes vapes, e-cigs, and Juuls. The East Porter County School Corporation has created a tobacco-free school environment. The school board prohibits the open possession and/or use of all tobacco products by students, employees, and visitors on school grounds, in school vehicles, or at any school-related event. For the purpose of this policy, use of tobacco shall mean all uses of tobacco, including the use of cigarette, cigar, pipe, snuff, chewing tobacco, e-cigarettes, hookah pens, Juuls, or any other matter of substance that contains tobacco or nicotine except for nicotine cessation materials. This restriction pertains to smoking and chewing on the grounds as well as off the grounds at school-sponsored activities. Students caught smoking, chewing, vaping, or in possession of cigarettes or paraphernalia, lighters, matches, etc., or tobacco products may be dealt with as follows. First offense, 2 days in school, 3 days out of school suspension. Second offense, 5 days of out of school suspension. Third offense, expulsion. Students under the age of 18 will also receive a ticket from the school resource officer. Thank you so much for your time and watching this video. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can reach the high school office at 219-464-3598. Thank you.